and welcome back to the channel. Today it's time to take a look at the setup for Lusail, the new track of Qatar and GPRO. So let's take a look at the weather for practice. And qualifying 1 are dry, qualifying 2 the race start are wet, yet another wet race and some mixed conditions possibly. So let's get going into the setup. Time for practice lap 1. Entered all this data from the track into the Excel. I think the fuel should be about 200. It's cold temperature, so we will be running with extra soft tire. My driver has a happy range of 38. There you can see 38 until the perfect setup, and the 38 at the high point. The perfect setup is in the middle, so there should be 38, 37.72, so 38. An amateur, we don't have any technical director, and here's the setup I would like to start with. I did some, one of my teammates did some laps, and based on that I'm starting with this setup. Hopefully I am looking for the low point of the setup, and if it's all low, that would be really nice. So let's drive the first lap, and lap done. We got some feedback, and we didn't get any feedback on the brake and the gearbox. I need some... cancel. I need to color. Yes, let's take a look at the feedback of the driver. Wings, I am missing a bit of grip in the curves. That is a -1, so let's put a minus here. The engine, I feel that I don't have enough power in the straights. That is also a -1, so lovely on the low side. And suspension, I think with a bit more rich suspension I will be able to go faster. And yes, also a -1, so we are on the closer point in the setup. So in this case the minus is green, and we need to increase the setup because we are too low. So as my happy range is about 40, let's move 20. 770, 770 for the engine, 540, 470, and for the brakes and the gears we didn't get any mention, so we will go lower, 20 as well, so 320 and 350. So yes, it's time to make the adjustments for lap 2. 540, 320, 350 and 470. Drive the lap. We got no feedback on the engine, and we got the same feedback on the wings. Yes, we got the same feedback on the front wings, so we need to go even higher. So let's go 790, and we didn't get any feedback on the suspension, and we got feedback on the brakes. Let's see what we got. I would like to have the balance a bit more to the front. There's also a minus. That's lovely. And the gears, I am very often in the red. Put the gears ratio a little higher. Also a minus. So we are all on the low side of the setup. That should be easier to calculate the... cancel. This should be easier to calculate the perfect setup when we are done. So let's see. So the setup for the brakes are 320 to 340, so somewhere in the middle. So let's go 330 and 360 for the gears, and for the suspension. Yeah, we got a mention for 450. We didn't get a mention for 470, so let's go 460, and let's see if we can get some feedback from the driver. I'm trying to look for the lowest point where the driver is happy with the setup. I'm looking for the low point of the setup, so 530 for the engine as well. And yes, so make the adjustments. 790 should be enough, or should we take out? Let's see what happens with the wings. Maybe we need to make a little bigger step. We haven't found the low point yet. Let's think. Yeah, let's go 800 just in case. We don't want to run out of laps. 800. Let's see, everything is correctly. Yes, lovely. So drive the lap, and yes, lovely. We the gears is this one. Is it the same? I think it is the same. Very often in the red. Yes, lovely. It's the same. So that's a minus, and no mention on all the other ones, which is good, which we like. So let's take a quick look here. So for the wings we are 770 to 800, and let's do this as well so it's less confusing. And got to mention for 520 and not for 530, and 320 to 330, and this one should be green. So that should be 360 to 370, and suspension is 450 to 460. And looking for the low point again. Let's see, lap 4. Is at 785. That's the middle. Let's do 84. 14, no, 86. Sorry. So we can go in steps of 16, 8, 4, 2, possibly 1. And here 525. The brakes 325, the gears 365, and the suspension 455. Yes, lovely. And let's make the adjustment here. 786, 525, 325, 365, 455. Yes, lovely. And everything correct. Drive the 4th lap. Yes. Let's see. We got no mention for the wings, so yellow, and suspension is the bottom one, and not for the brakes and the gears. I believe it's the same feedback as the engine. Felt not enough power in the straights. Yes, and suspension is also the same. Yes, it's the same. It's still good. I didn't make any silly mistakes. Let's make it green. So no mention on 786. So let's go 878. Yes. Let's make a small adjustment. My range is 770 to 786. 778. Here, let's do these as well. We moved 5, we didn't get any mention, and 365. So let's go 322 and 362. And here we got this one, and for the engine we got this one. So let's do 528 and 458 as well. Let's make the adjustments. I'm looking for the perfect, the lowest point where the driver is happy with the setup, and then we apply the happy range to get the perfect setup. And of course, I don't think I will have enough laps in this practice session for wing split testing. That I will let my teammates do that for me, and drive the lap. got some feedback, and not on the engine and the gears and the brakes, so those are yellow. These are all a minus. Oh. Yes, and those should be green. So we got a mention, so we got a low point for the wings, so this should be 782 for the next lap. 782. That's the low point. Oh no, so error, not yet. Let's update my range. Got no mention. So we got another high point. 322. 321. 361. Let's see. So let's do 526 for the engine, and for the suspension we got a mention, so we need to increase it. So this should be an 8, so we should try 459. Didn't get a mention on 460, right? Yes, didn't get a mention on 460. And made the adjustments. 782, 782, 526, 321. 361 and 459. Drive the lap, but we got a mention on the suspension and no mention on everything else. That's lovely. Make it green for the suspension. Lap 7, so we got no mention, so we are going to be lower on the wings, so 780. So 82, and we need to increase the suspension, so 59. We got yes, 459 should be 460. We don't think we got a mention, so let's leave it at 460. This should be 460. Yeah, we got here as well. 526, no mention. 525, we got a mention, so to increase it. So 526 is the lowest point. He is happy with it, meaning that you don't get any feedback from the driver. So only to pinpoint the lowest point of the wings. Yes. So this should be 526. 321, 361 and 460. Lovely. So one more lap with the wings on 780, and the suspension should be at 460 and shouldn't get a mention. So 780 for the wings. Yes, let's run the practice lap. We got feedback on the wings. The minus, so we should increase it. No mention on the others, which was expected. Should be increase it. 780. So all that is left is to see if we get feedback on the driver on 782, but I would like to save my last practice lap to do it later when my teammates have tested the wing split, so I can see what my lap time is for qualifying. I pretty much got the setup. So this is the low point, and you add 38 to it. So the perfect setup would be. Just need to do some calculations. Let's get the calculator on the phone. So let's say 781 for the wings plus 38. Perfect setup would be 819 for the wings for me, and for the engine as well, 526 plus 38 is 564. 321 plus 38 is 359. Here again, 361 plus 38 is error on the calculator. Plus 38, yes, 399. 399, and 460 plus 38 should be 489. That should be the perfect setup for my driver. So its setup is done, and it's time for the teammates to do their job and find me some data, and then we will be qualifying with extra soft, and let's see how the race goes. Thank you for watching, and hopefully you enjoyed this video and got that really useful information out of it. And good luck in Qatar. Goodbye.